So every time we get a new update and we get a bunch of new cars, the main theme, I think, is that we always get given crazy cars that have ridiculous stuff strapped to them like this one, or they've got multiple wheels and they look really strange and just don't really fit into the world that well, and most people just want to drive normal cars and think these things look weird. Well, of course, mod makers are always there to give us what we want. And that is why we now have a proper, normal, civilian version of the Caracara. And I think, to be honest, it does actually look cooler than the other things that we've had in the past. This thing has a lot of modifying parts for it. There is a lot of tunability. That thing there didn't really have anything going for it. This, on the other hand, you can customize to your heart's content. And you know what that means on this channel. It means we're going to go look through every single part and make a couple of builds. Let's see what sort of cool build we can get out of this. So, I mean, take a closer look, but basically it's like the Caracara, but with the right amount of wheels this time. Apart from that, it seems to be the same. So let's try and ignore the Americanness going on around us. And look, I mean, let's just look at this. We've got all of these parts here, and we've got all of these parts here. That is a lot of parts. And inside each of these, look at this lot. I mean, they're not named, but it doesn't matter. We don't need names. I always just say, and this one anyway. So for spoilers, we have this one. Well, a bed cover. We have a painted bed cover. That's probably secondary color or black. We have a full bed wagon conversion thing. Just adds the, I don't know what you call those. Actually, the names do say something. They tell you if they're bed or roof related. So we have some roof bars. We have some other roof bars in different color combinations in chrome, black, secondary, primary. We then have these sort of like ski holders, I guess. Then we have, ooh, we actually have one that adds a bike to it on either side, or we even have mountain bikes as well. That is very cool. I like that. In fact, let's just make this a utilitarian one. I kind of like just having that bike there. That is very cool. I'm going to keep that one. We then have 18 options on the front bumper. So we have bumper 1. This is going to be, what is this, a plastic version? Okay, so instead of having the chrome in the middle, it's just full plastic. Nice utilitarian, sort of almost like a econo version. I kind of like that though. I got to admit. In fact, you guys can let me know, I really like plastic bumpers. I don't know if you guys are the same. I just have a thing for, maybe it's because I grew up in the 90s and I saw the cars from the 80s and 90s that were covered in plastic. I just sort of like have a fondness for them. So we have the second one, which has this little splitter down the bottom here. Then we have this one, which has the paint on the sides and the black in the middle instead of having the chrome. Then we have these in basically different states of color and splitter going through this. Any sort of combination you want, including full chrome. Or we can have this with a winch on the front. We can have this with the winch and the bars, big massive bars. And then we have that as well with the light bar. I mean, I want to go for like a full on, like all accessories, you know, like this sort of like the rich guy that travels around when he's got all of his stuff. You know what I'm talking about. I'm going to go for that sort of build in this one. This is going to be the rich guy that is into extreme sports and traveling. That's what I'm going for here. It's a niche market. On the rear bumper, we have the options of the stock, which is plastic. We have the stock in primary color. We have it in secondary or black, presumably. And then we have that in chrome right there. Not chrome on the top, though. Just that's kind of weird, actually. I actually like how that looks stock. Maybe I'll just go for the painted. I think painted will work. For the steps or the side skirts, we have a huge array. All of these ones. I do believe these are very similar to what we get in Rockstar already, so I presume these have just been sort of like custom added into the model. But we have all different states of color combinations that you can get with chrome and everything else. I'm actually just going to go for full chrome on that because I think that does look pretty cool in chrome. On the exhaust, where is the exhaust on this? There it is. We have, oh, actually it's not exhaust. We've got a tow bar. We've got, someone into off-roading can tell me what that is. We have some bigger exhausts. We have some titanium exhausts and some dual titanium exhausts. I mean, I wanted to go for a combination of sporty and utilitarian with the tow bar. I'll just go for those, actually. I'll go for a balance between the two. We have 10 options on the grille. So instead of having the chrome, we could have it in black. We could have it painted. 2 different colors. We then have the smaller slats, which do look pretty nice. We can have those in chrome, or we can have this big, massive one. That looks almost like a police type of vehicle. Then we have that completely debadged, nothing going on. We have this one with some lights, I guess. And then that one again with just some lights. That's looking pretty mean. I'm not entirely sure which looks best though. But I think if our rich friend here would have gone for something from the spec list, he would have probably gone for some chrome grille action. So we go for that again. On the fenders, we have some arches. These are going to be basically colored arches. We have them in darker, or we just have them in plasticky look. Again, we want those to look stock and expensive and upmarket, so we'll just go for the painted ones. Then we have some different mirror options. We have our stock one. Then we have them in some different colors in chrome. Then we have these big, massive ones. I guess if you were towing something, you can have the bigger ones. And then we also have those in chrome. I think our friend here would go for the expensive mirror option with chrome, so we'll go for that. For our roof options, we have some roof bars. We have chrome roof bars number 1. We have a surfboard added. Oh, that is very close to that bike there, but they're not touching, so we can have both of them. That's fine. We also have this at the back, which does interfere with the bike. That's okay though. Then we have this type of rack. Then we have that with the skateboard. Hang on, surfboard. It's one of those boards. Or we have this big, massive one. This is a bit more utility. If this was some sort of like work truck or something. Not really going to suit this build. Again, I'm going to have to go for the surfboard. You want the surfboard, you want the mountain bike, you're going to have the lot. But between the chrome bars and the big one, I think I'm going to go for the chrome. Then to our lowrider mods options, we have some stripes. This is going to be the sun strip. So we have that one there. We have, some more lights, which do actually fit in under the surfboard. That's pretty cool. And then we have these ones. Again, that's a bit too sort of utilitarian for this vehicle, so I might just go for another LED bar thing. Again, that's another option that I think this sort of person would probably go for. Then we have some braces. This is probably going to be in the engine bay. Let's just pop the hood. So these are actually not braces. These are just some nicer looking covers for the engine. So we can have those in different colors. We do actually have a couple of brace options as well. Thing is, we mod these things, but to be honest, you never see them really when you're driving about. I'm just going to go for that. Pretty stock, pretty normal. That's fine. And then we have this option for the bed. Instead of it just being full like this, we can sort of add like I guess like a boot section. I kind of like that idea. I like it being covered. I'm just going to go for that as well. We have some snorkels. We've got to go for snorkels. Right there we have that one. And then we have one on the other side, I guess. Yes. Okay. I'm going to go for that on the passenger side. Right there. That's looking pretty swell. And then we have our livery options. Let's just put the hood down. So we have the white stripes going up there on the front roof and on the side. It says Vapid. Very cool. We then have those in black. We have the Caracara one. That's a bit excessive, but does look pretty interesting. I'm sure some people would dig that. We also have that in black. We then have the white San Andreas one, which is pretty cool. San Andreas on the back as well and on the sides. Pretty sweet. Then we have that in black as well. Then we have the Caracara Sport, just a red stripe and a 4x4 sticker on the rear. That's not too bad. Then we have the Western Motorcycle Company Special. I guess this is supposed to be in reference to the Harley Davidson style Ford F-150s. Did they do them in other stuff? Was it just the F-150? It was the SVT Lightning, wasn't it, in the Harley Davidson? I don't know too much. You've got to forgive me here, I'm British. But I'm pretty sure that's what it's in reference to. Then we have the Vapid Off-Road. God, I'm starting to lose my voice here. This is what happens when you try to do multiple videos at once. So that's the soldier on. We have the Vapid Off-Road 1581. As you can see, there's our number there. This is for some sort of rally, filled up with 0 gas. We've got our sponsors and stuff on there. I mean, that is, I could imagine that someone like this would get a wrap for their truck, but I'm not sure it'd be a racing one. We do also have the Mad Wheels Atomic Caracara. That's pretty interesting as well, actually. But although I said that he probably wouldn't go for it, I think I might actually go for this. And yeah, it does have a bit more writing than I would have wanted for this one in particular. I was actually thinking of just going for like graphics or something like that. But yeah, that can work. And we'll change the color, see what better colors we can get. Actually, now that I'm changing the color, I don't really like the livery anymore. So I'm just going to go for a simple white stripes and let's try a different color. Actually, I really like this electric blue. It's very modern. I think it's a colour that I think a lot of people would like for their modern cars. I think that works really nicely. It's also got is that got a bit of a red tint, or is that just because of where we are right now? I don't know, but I'm actually just gonna go for a red flip, just to sort of spice it up a little bit. There we go. Red flip on blue. Pretty interesting. Thought I'd try something else. Well, also, because I know you guys sometimes want me to see this, although to be honest with this one you don't really get much, but I will stick that to black tinted windows just to make it nice and dark. And also I've noticed this stitching. I think this is actually tied to the paint colour. Yes, it is. How about that? That's pretty cool. Ooh, actually I like this lime green. Nah, I'm going to keep the electric blue. Right, that's that build done, but of course I have actually kept the wheel standard, haven't I? This is not something I normally do. But I think that the sort of person that would own this car or truck would actually just keep the wheel standard. They wouldn't change it. But I'm going to go a little crazy. I'm going to do another build. Let's just jump to it. Completed. Let's go. Okay, so I made the strangest thing I thought I could do. I have gone full slammed. I have gone front camber as if this is some sort of drift truck. I've also decided to go for all the poverty spec stuff. I've gone for all the plastic bumpers, the plastic grille, the plastic wing mirror covers. I've gone for the bed cover. I've gone for there's supposed to be a plastic rear bumper. That has not worked out, has it? Okay, that's fixed, and now it's ruined my stance. Okay, crisis averted. Let's just get those wheels wide again. Okay, there we are. Back to normal again. So, yeah, I've gone for all the poverty spec stuff, all the plastics, all the way around, even on the rear bumper now. And I didn't go for any sort of roof rack or anything, but I did go for an absolutely mental looking colour. I'd love to have a car in this colour. I think it's a beautiful colour. I've also gone for neons, because I think we should bring neons back. That's definitely a movement I can get behind. So we have all of the neons going here, and I've just slammed it on a set of rotor looking wheels that I've actually made smaller using V-Stancer, because they're normally a little bit bigger, as you can probably tell. And yeah, this is pretty ridiculous and slow. The speed does not match the looks, that I can tell you. But there we go, guys. That is it for this video. If you have enjoyed this video, please let me know by rating, commenting and subscribing. If you have managed to watch the entirety of this video, say good work, team, in the comment section below. That is it. This was a weird one, but again, I love these sort of mods because this was a car that we just sort of got, but it wasn't really sort of tunable. It was not really realistic. It was just a crazy thing with a gun strapped to the bed. It was a bit silly, but this is cool. This is normal again. I mean, not my one. This is obviously a silly build, but the vehicle is normal when it has loads of parts. Always a win. Guys who made this, you've done a great job. I'll put a link in the description. We can go and download this. But that is it. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.